Welcome. Today we'll be continuing to talk about Survey of Mathematics, Chapter 2, and this is Part 3. So if you haven't watched back the Part 1 and Part 2, feel free to go back or you can continue the lesson here. So this topic now we were talking is about subset. But before this, let me just give you a quick revision that do you still remember what does this sign mean? And what's this sign mean? So this sign means that is an element of, and this sign means that is not an element of. Okay, so you need to remember that. Example, I will draw a box. Okay, let me just draw the box in this way now. There's a box, and if I put here, we have A here, we have B here, we have C here, we have D here. Okay, this is box A, and you say that is A the element of this box A? The answer is yes. So we can put on is an element of. Then if I ask you, is E an element of this box? Box A? The answer is no. So we can put on this sign. E is not an element of this box A. Okay? Or basically you can understand that A is an element of set A, B, C, D. Okay? And E is not an element of A, B, C, D. So I think it's quite simple for this one. And today we're especially talking about another two more sign. No, I think four more sign, which is here. Subset, not a subset, proper set, and superset. Okay? And let's talk about this. Okay? Subset basically just means that, okay, there's a box here, as a box A, and there's a box here, box B. If box A have A, B, C, D, box B have A, B, C, D, E, box B here, then I can say that A is a subset of B. A is a subset of B. Okay, A is subset of B. Why? Because look at here, the definition says that all elements from A is also in B. So is it true? So look at here. A, B, B, C, C, D, and D. So all elements from A are from B. So which means that A is a subset of B. So let's try another example. Now I come up with this box C. I have a box D. Now I say that box C have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I say box D is have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now let me ask you, is C the subset of D? The answer is yes, because all elements from C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, also in D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can say that all elements from, C is also a subset of D. Okay, so let's try the next one. There's a box again, another box again. So now I say that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and A, B, C, D, E. So can I say, okay, this limit as box E and box F. So can I say that box E is a subset of F? The answer is no. Why? Because it is exactly the different thing. So we can say that E is not a subset of F. Then let me ask you, what if I do it like this? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, and this here, let me put here 1, 2, 3, 5. So now E and F, E have 1, 2, 4, F have 1, 2, 3, 5. Is E a subset of F? The answer is no. Why? Because we have 1 here, we have 2 here, but we doesn't have 4 in the set of F. So E is not a subset of F. Okay? And now next we're talking about proper subset. So proper subset basically is exactly the same thing as subset. Okay. However, there's just one difference, which that it doesn't accept that A is exactly the same thing as B. It doesn't accept. So what does that mean? It just basically means that it is okay. Let me wait for a while. It is okay to have all elements from A are included in elements of B. Just like this question, we also can write it as A is a proper subset of B. A is inside, B is inside, C is inside, and D is inside. However, it doesn't accept that when A and B, or you say both of this set have exactly the same elements. Like this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, exactly the same thing, right? So in this case, we cannot write it as C proper subset of D. No, 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 no. Because it has exactly the same elements inside. Okay, so just an example here again. So let's give you an example one more. Okay, example. I have example here. I have a box. Okay, G and the box H. Now I say this. I have A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D 1, and this box have A, B, C, D 1. So since both of these boxes have the same elements, so you can say that G is a subset of H because all elements from G are also in H. However, you cannot say that G is a proper subset of H because it has exactly the same amount. Remember, this is subset sign. This is proper subset sign. Do you think it is somehow similar to the inequality sign? When we read this one, we always read it as less than or equal to. So which means that 4 is acceptable. However, 4 less than 4 is not acceptable. Why? Because we doesn't have the equal sign here. Just like this one. You can say that, okay, these have exactly the same. It's acceptable in subset. However, proper subset doesn't have the equal line here. So it doesn't accept the sets that have the equal elements here. Okay? I hope this makes sense. And let's try the questions here. Okay, just one extra thing. Subset is not really part of the curriculum to learn about it. But just for your information, superset is just a reverse way of writing subset. Or basically, you see, A is a subset of B. Or in another way, I can write it as B is a superset of A. Okay, so it's exactly the same thing. Okay, it means the same thing, just that it just flip over the sign, and it call it as super. Okay. So let's talk about this one. Write subset or not a subset in each blank to form a true statement. Try to look at the question. 1, 1, 3, 3, 5, 5, 7, 7. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5, 7. So we can see that all elements from A is part of elements of B. So we can say that A is a subset of B. And of course, for this question, actually, you also can try to write A is a proper subset of B. However, the question doesn't require, so you can just write this, so it's okay. Because A and B doesn't have the equal set, so you can write it too. But just for this question, you cannot, because it doesn't give you the option. Look at this one. A line X is a letter in the word proof. These are in set builder notation, and you need to write it in roster method. So A is equal to P R O F. You might ask me, hey, teacher Lo, where is another O? Repeating as count as 1. Okay, so it's okay to ignore it. So B is equal to, B is equal to, Y is a letter in the word roof. So it will be R, O, F. So is a subset of B or not a subset of B? The answer here is, what is the answer? The answer here is no, it's not a subset of B. Why? Because not all elements from A is part of the elements of B. P is not included in B, so it is not a subset. However, if you want to try to make it subset, actually you can write it as B is a subset of A, because all elements from B is in A. Okay? Or if you want to really write it, you also can write it as A is a superset of B. Okay? However, remember, superset is not really part of our curriculum, so you can just ignore it. And also in this case, you also can write as, although this question doesn't give you the option, but you can also write as B is a proper subset of A. Okay? Okay, but just focus with this one, okay? According to the questions, okay? And let's look at the second question. Write subset or a proper subset or both in each blank to form a true statement. Okay, so let's look at this one. 2, 2, 4, 4, 6, 6, 8, 8. So since all elements from A is in B, so we can write it as A is a subset of B. And since it doesn't have the equal set, we also can write it as A is a proper subset of B. Since both of these can apply, so we can write it as A both B. Of course, this is not valid, but it's just writing down that this is the same, okay? A both B. If improper, please just write A is equal to B and A is subset of B, A is a proper subset of B. Okay, let's look at this one. 2, 2, 4, 4, 6, 6, 8, 8. So it has the exactly same set. So we can say that A is all elements from A is in B. So we can say that A is a subset of B. However, we cannot say that A is a proper subset of B because it has exactly the same set. And this is not acceptable in proper subset. Okay. And let's look at the last questions here. A is an empty set and B is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So is A subset of B? Try to think about it. This is empty set. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So is A a subset of B? The answer here is yes. Why? Because empty set is a subset of every set. We'll continue to prove this later on in the next few topics, subtopics, okay? And just a quick revision here, have a tips here. This means that the element of, and this sign means that a subset of. And remember in the few last two video we talk about elements 4 is part of 4 and 8. However, if there's a column, it doesn't mix it an element of 4 and 8, and it should be have the column at the same time inside the set. Okay. However, now we are talking about subset. That's mean a box and a box. So it's okay to have a box here and okay to have a box here, which means column and column in the case of subset. Okay. Remember, elements we doesn't accept that, but in subset we accept that. Okay. Okay, so let's move to the next subtopics, which is about universal set and Venn diagram. So what is Venn diagram and what is universal set? So just first you need to know about Venn diagram. Venn diagram basically when you see something like this, a big thing here and there's a two circle inside, yeah, that's called Venn diagram. Okay, no need to think about too much. That's called Venn diagram. And let me just clarify a few things here before I tell that set you can imagine as a box. So before I draw this box and also I draw this box, right? And actually it also have another box that we should draw in Venn diagram, which is rectangular and also a circle, just like this one, a rectangular and a circle. And rectangular especially is a special box for something called universal set. Means that you only see one rectangular box in a Venn diagram. Okay. However, there's also the other set you can just use a circle. Okay. And just remember that this universal set, let me just explain, universal set is represented by U. That's why you see there write a U on top of here. And this box universal set, it means that the the box that contains everything. Okay, so for example, as I will say, set A is have A, B, C, D. Then set that say B have E, F, G, H. So if they ask you what is universal set, universal set will be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. It contains everything in A and B. Okay, because this is the biggest box that contains every box and every elements inside. Okay, so remember that universal set contains all objects and elements, and also it represented by U and it represented by a region inside a rectangle. Okay, so just for your information, U is a universal set here, and A, this A means that the set A here, and B, it is the set B here. Okay, so let's look at the exercise and you will know a bit furthermore. Use the Venn diagram to determine each of the following sets. Okay, so first remember, U is the universal set, so it contains everything inside. Okay, there's no elements that's outside of this box. Okay, and we also have set A here. Okay, and so let's look at what's the elements. 1%, a dollar sign, 2, and N. Okay, so now it asks, what's the elements in U? So basically, elements in U means all the elements inside. So we know that it is 1% sign, dollar sign, 1% sign, dollar sign, 2, and N. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 elements. And what is the elements in A? So A, we know that we have 1% and dollar. So 1% and dollar. So just for information, it doesn't matter that which ones you put first. You put 2 first, then percent, then dollar is okay. Okay, as long as you put all elements inside. And the last one, C, here say that the set of elements in U within this U, but they are not in A. So not in A. In U, but it's not in A. That is 2 and N. So this is 2 and N. Okay, and let's look at the next question. Again, we have the U, the big box that contains everything. We call it as universal set. And we also have A, okay, and we also have B. and we have all elements inside, which is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. And the question asks, what are the elements in the set U, universal set? So we know that it is all of these characters: Ace, Sabo, Luffy, Sanji, Zoro, Usopp, and Jinbei. Okay, so we have all elements: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. And now ask, what are the elements in set A? So set A means that the blue color region, blue color box. So we have Ace, we have Sabo, also we have Luffy. So we have Ace, Sabo, and we have Luffy. And now let's look at the next one. The set of elements in A but not B. In A but not B. So you can see Luffy actually, although it is part of A, but at the same time it is part of B too. So this question says the element inside A but not part of B. So it will be Ace and Sabo. Ace and Sabo. And the next question, the set of elements in U, they are not in B. Within the U, the universal set, but it's not in B. So we can see that the region that outside of this B. So it will be Ace, Sabo, and Jinbei. So it will be Ace, Sabo, and Jinbei. Okay, and how about the last one? The set of elements in both A and B. The set of elements in both A and B. So you see, which of the characters that is in A at the same time in B? It is only Luffy, A, and region B. So the answer here, it will be Luffy. And that's all. Okay, it's kind of easy, right? But before I go to the next subtopic, let me just go to one part. Come back to these first questions and number C. Here says that the set of elements in U that is not in set of elements in U they are not in A. So and our answer is 2 and a dollar sign. So if you look carefully, inside U, but it's not in A. So the region is here and here. And we know that our answer is 2 and N. And just for you need to know that the set of elements in U and not in A actually have another name, which is called complement of set A. So complement of set A means that elements that is not in A is inside the universal set, but that is not in A. Okay, and this is what we call it as A prime. Okay, so this is what we'll be learning now. The complement of a set. Complement of the set is all the elements in the universal set, however, that is not in the set A. So you can look at here, this diagram. It's all the elements inside U, but it's not in A. So for example, I will here put A, I will put here B, I will put here C, I will put here D. So you see that the elements A and B is not acceptable because it is part of A. And the elements of C and D is considered as A prime because it is within U, universal set, but it's not in A. Okay, so example, I have another one. Now I have A here, I have B here. Okay, and then I say, and this is U universal set. I will say, now, what is your A prime in this case? Your A prime, remember, in this case is outside of U but within outside of A but within the within the U. So we know that is all of this. Oh, this is supposed to be done inside. all of this. Then you will ask, how about the B? We didn't mention anything about the B. No, I don't care about the others. My target is no things inside the A. Okay, nothing inside the A. And that is called A prime. Okay, that is called A prime. So let's try to look at the questions here. Let U, the universal set, equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and A is 1, 2, 4, 7. So there's both ways of doing it. Look at here. U 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A is 1, 2, 4, 7. It says 5A prime. So A prime means that the things inside U means that the answer should be inside here, but that's not A. So you need to cut out 1, 2, 4, 7 because it's part of A here, right? So we need to cut it off. So we know that A prime is equal to 3, 5, 6, 8, and 9. And that's all. And of course, the questions require you to draw a Venn diagram and shade it. So you can draw a Venn diagram. Okay, this is a universal set, and we have a set A here. And remember, when we put elements inside, we'll try to put the things inside the set first. So you see, A is 1, 2, 4, 7. So we write here 1, 2, 4, 7. And we'll put the rest inside. You see, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9. Those are not in A. If it is not in A, it should be outside of A. So it will be 3, 5, 6, 8, 9. And the questions require you to shade it. So you just shade it outside of A. Okay. So it's kind of easy, right? So let's look at the second questions. You have ukulele, piano, guitar, violin, and harmonica. And he says that B have guitar. And now the question asks you to find B prime. So you know that B prime is things inside the universal set, but it's not part of the B. So we can remove guitar from here. And we know that B prime is equal to ukulele, piano, violin, and harmonica. That's all. And when we draw a diagram, remember, put the U here and draw a set. Put here B, and this is guitar. And we will put all the things outside because all of them are not in B, so it will be outside of B. Harmonica. And we just need to shade it. And the way of shading it, yeah, you can just try to fill all the region here. Okay. Sorry, you shouldn't be out of it. Okay. Okay, then we are done. Okay. Okay, then we are done. So thank you so much for watching. We'll take a break here and we should continue it in the next video. So try to get your chance to do a quick revision on this topic and try the question from the textbook, and be safe and good luck.